Hi, and welcome to Comics from the Arc for the week of January 15th, 2025. We're recording this on the 14th as we have heard the news out of Diamond that they are filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. What that means is that they are restructuring uh, with the idea of trying to get back on track and have a better business model, take care of expenditures, and make it a more feasible production for them. In all of this, they've already announced that Universal Distribution out of Montreal has done an agreement to purchase the Alliance game distribution part of Diamond.
So it's the entire parent company of Diamond that is going down to this.
Right.
Okay.
They're
It's like
Diamond is made up of a couple different components.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be the gaming side of it. Alliance has already been agreed to be purchased out of the company from Montreal, and for $39 million, they will now have the gaming aspect of Diamond as we know it.
Yeah.
They have also filed a letter of intent, which is currently not binding, but it's at least showing a direction that the same company is looking at purchasing Diamond's UK division as well. So then both of those aspects will be handled from a company out of Canada, whereas the main body of the distribution of comic books for the US will stay with the parent company of Diamond.
And the toys.
As far as we know so far.
Because the toys are under the main Diamond Comics purview, not under the Alliance games. So.
Correct.
Anyway.
But anyway, so moving forward, that's what they're looking at. J.P. Morgan Chase has agreed to do the debtor in possession funding for Diamond during this period for $41 million to help them keeping operational expenditures.
Basically a bridge loan.
A bridge loan to kind of keep them moving forward while they're going through the process. We have also noticed that, or we've done the research, and in only 10% of the cases for Chapter 11 do the companies come out successful on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, more often than not, it will result in a Chapter 7 liquidation.
Or a buyout.
Or a buyout. And so at that point, then they would have to then look at selling off assets and everything else that they have in their possession. So those are the main points that they have published so far. But as far as what that means going forward from our end...
Yeah, it's... As of right now, there's not really any changes. It's business as it has been for the last 60 days, which is sporadic shipments, and it's like, guess whether or not you're going to get what you want. But in all actuality, they are filling the orders. It's just happening at weird timings. They have said they're going to try to fix that. However, I think with the current chaos going on, I will just be happy with getting any shipments, at this point and being able to fill the orders. The long story on it, though, is... like you were saying, 10% of the time is not very much that you actually survived this. So if you look at the backside of this, there's a few possibilities, and none of them are really great, to be quite honest. And most of them end with the loss of cultivation of artists and creators and your writers, because these small comic book companies aren't going to have a place to distribute through. You're also going to have basically a loss of one of the staples with that previews book. I mean, God, I remember all the way from like the 90s. I looked forward to that damn previews book. It was like a Sears catalog every month.
Right. But as far as the comics distribution...
As far as comics distribution, yeah, it should still come in. We are going to keep things updated as we can, as will Diamond on the previews pull box page. So if you are a subscriber with the store, you should be able to catch some information from a couple different locations, both from Diamond and ourselves.
But also keep in mind that Penguin Random House has been
Yes.
handling Marvel, Boom, and Dark Horse.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All your side companies, exactly. Okay. So the companies that are not affected by this for us, like, that will see no real change whatsoever, because at worst we might be losing a backup order place, like if we come up short on an issue to put on the shelf or something. But Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, Mad Cave Studios, and there's a smattering of others that all of these fall under either Lunar or Penguin Random House. That being said, we order from them different separately, and those shipments come in not through Diamond, so it will be completely unaffected on those publishers going forward. All your smaller publishers, Antarctic Press, the ones that haven't found their new home. Like, I'm not exactly sure who all's found their new home over at Lunar, but I have been noticing a lot of the smaller publishers popping in over there. Like, Lunar might be the one that ends up kind of taking this over, but at the same time, I don't know if they have the
Capacity.
well, yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it. The capacity or the ability at this level of their game to handle the kind of influx that would come with this, because you're not dealing with just comic books anymore. Even if you eliminate the toy side of it altogether, you're still adding in all the supplies for the comics too, which is a whole different ball game versus the just straight comics they're doing over at Lunar right now. So.
So for the time being, the comics, the majority of all the comics are going to be taken care of, and you're not going to see much of a difference there.
Yeah, you're going to see the same low quality crap coming out of Marvel that rubs off on the backer board. You're going to see the over card stocked DC comics that that are like horribly thick. Nothing else is going to change there. It's going to be the same stuff I bitch about week in, week out. It's really, honestly, this affects more of what I read than anything. Because let's face it, I read things like Pooh versus Bambi. I read things like Ninja High School. These are the books that are going to be affected by this move. It's not going to hit Hulk. It's not going to hit Absolute Batman. Well, and I say this loosely, those are safe. That being said, DC still doesn't have an office, so more to come on that.
Currently, we're going to continue those, or we're going to consider those as stable as they ever were.
Yeah. They're the best as we can be right now. So, like I said, we'll do the best that we can to keep up with it, and try to keep everybody posted.
Just make sure you check our Facebook page so that you can see any updates that we get. We will post it there.
Yep.
We will continue to post what we get in each week.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can determine, hey, did such and such come in? You can look there.
Yep.
If you have any questions, shoot us a message. I can't guarantee anything because at this point it's just kind of a fluid state.
Yeah.
But we will at least try to answer your question to the best of our knowledge, and working forward, we will try to adapt to whatever changes come about.
Yep. And hopefully we don't see a whole lot of changes going forward. And we'll talk about some of the ramifications of this in the long term next time. But for right now, I think definitely
we wanted to
calm the nerves.
We wanted to address it so that the people aren't at home just wondering, like, oh God, am I not going to get my Daredevil issue anymore?
Yeah.
Just suffice to say, for right now, you're not going to see much of a difference. 4 months later, that's going to be a different ball game. But
It's not going to affect Marvel. It's not going to affect DC.
right.
It's
So
not
I'm
going to
good.
affect Image. So because those are the three really big ones right now that you see the majority orders from is Image, DC, Marvel. And all three of those are handled by either Penguin or Lunar. So,
And just keep in mind that nature abhors a vacuum, and
mhm.
you know whatever gets dropped off, I'm sure that
Somebody will come in and grab it.
right. And so we don't have a hard answer for some of those questions, but I feel confident in saying that there will be something adapting to the changes down the road.
Oh, I'm absolutely positive there'll be a very real outcome.
So we just wanted to address the issue because we've already been fielding questions so far,
Yeah.
and hopefully this can kind of put your mind at ease for the rest of the night, and then moving forward, again, we'll roll with the punches, and we'll keep you informed on Facebook. Devin and Jeff from the Arc, have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
Take care.